Postscript. Episode 743, The Day the Village Fought Light. Year 1960s. Narrated by Sayip Tiger Jigu, linguist of lamps, negotiator of nightmares. Ah, the 1960s. The world was marching toward the moon, televisions were learning how to lie faster, and Kerala had decided to wrestle with electricity. Not accept it, not invite it. Wrestle it. You see, in my village, blessed with banana trees, suspicious grandmothers, and men who could identify 47 types of toddy by smell alone, electricity wasn't considered modern advancement. It was considered a demonic white snake slithering through copper veins to suck souls out through your ear holes. The Great Electrification Plan. The government, in its infinite optimism, announced the project. Within 1 year, every house will have light. And promptly sent an officer, a man so thin he looked like a standing apology, to convince us. After 2 weeks of villagers throwing cooked tapioca at him, he resigned, citing irreversible spiritual injuries. Thus they turned to me. Tigaji, you speak English, you speak Malayalam, you speak tribal dialects. Please convince these people that electricity is not an evil spirit. I agreed, mostly out of curiosity, and partly because the head lamp seller Velayudhan Chathan had personally accused me of importing foreign lightning to ruin his lantern empire. Clearly, history demanded witnesses. The Forces of Light versus the League of Lamps. First day, first meeting. I stood on a raised platform, actually a bullock cart hastily parked under the oldest banyan tree, and made my opening speech. Electricity is like your wife after festival season. Moody, unpredictable, but life without it is darker and full of mosquitoes. Mixed reactions. Some villagers nodded thoughtfully. Others crossed themselves with both hands and legs. Velayudhan Chathan stood up, red in the face. If God wanted us to have electricity, would he have invented coconut oil? The crowd roared approval. One man added, "Coconut oil lamps never shocked anybody to death." Another shouted, "Except that one time Apakutan's lamp exploded and burnt down his wife's kitchen." That was different. That was divine anger, not science. Logic curled up and died quietly under the banyan tree that day. Tribal diplomacy, Enlightenment negotiations. Next stop, the tribal hamlet near the forest edge. The tribes trusted me, mainly because years ago I had taught them how to brew toddy without accidentally creating soap. I explained patiently. Electricity is like fire, but in a straight line. Electricity is a tame spirit. Electricity can cook your fish faster. The tribal chief, Kombanatan, thought deeply, scratching his impressive mustache. Finally he asked, "Can we use it to scare away city people who come with cameras?" "Absolutely," I said. "Blessed light," they cried. "We accept." And thus the tribals became the first electricity supporters, after I convinced them electricity could also be weaponized against nosy tourists. Unforeseen problems. 2 weeks later, the first electric pole arrived, dragged by 4 buffaloes and 2 highly skeptical government engineers. The village priest sprinkled holy water on the pole. The village drunk sprinkled brandy on it just in case. Both sides agreed this was good synergy. However, the chickens disagreed. For reasons unknown to science, every time a wire was strung overhead, the chickens in the area would immediately collapse, faint, and lie there like small feathered sacrifices. Velayudhan Chathan claimed, "See, chickens know. Ghost snake." Others claimed, No, chickens are just protesting high-voltage taxation." The debate made it to 3 panchayat meetings and 1 wedding before dying out due to collective exhaustion. The lamp lobby strikes back. Meanwhile, the Lamp Sellers Guild launched a counter-campaign. Flyers circulated warning, "Electric bulbs cause infertility in cows." "Electricity will dry up jackfruit trees." "Children will forget the face of the moon." One pamphlet even showed a horrifying image of a man struck by lightning while attempting to eat a mango. When I asked who printed these leaflets, Chathan swore solemnly, "We only translate what the spirits tell us." The spirits, suspiciously, had spelling mistakes matching Chathan's handwriting. Time, hope, and accidental enlightenment. 1 year passed. Nothing. The electric poles stood proudly, but unwired, unused, occasionally used as cricket stumps by local boys. Hope flickered dimly, like an overused lantern in monsoon. 2 years dragged by. Electricians came, electricians left. Wires snapped because a particularly athletic monkey thought it was a vine. Then one night, when no one expected it, it happened. At precisely 8:17 p.m. on a Tuesday of no particular importance, the transformer hummed to life. First, a small bulb lit up at Bhaskaran's tea shop, dim, confused, flickering like a drunk poet. Then another, and another, until suddenly, whoom! The whole street burst into dazzling golden light. The villagers, naturally, screamed and ran. Old men dived into wells for protection. Grandmothers beat their own chests, apologizing to all 10,000 gods simultaneously. 3 cows attempted organized rebellion. Someone rang the temple bell 47 times in panic. It took an emergency town hall meeting at midnight and several rounds of banana fritters for me to convince them, no, this is not an invasion. No, the gods are not punishing you. Yes, you can still use coconut oil for frying. Slowly, very slowly. The transition wasn't immediate. Some villagers refused to touch electric switches for 6 months, using sticks to poke them from a safe distance. One old uncle invented a wooden switch slipper, which he threw at switches from outside the room. The temple priest refused to electrify the temple bell rope, fearing it might ring by itself and summon British soldiers. Meanwhile, lamp sellers slowly transitioned into selling battery-operated radios, solemnly explaining, same principle, different God. The last reflection. Sitting under the now electric streetlight, sipping sweet tea, watching the village adjust, I thought, human beings are like wild goats. You can show them the greenest grass in the world, but first they will headbutt the fence just to check. And sometimes that's beautiful, because it means that even in the face of progress, they still insist on asking, but what if it's secretly a ghost? Episode 743, narrated by Sayip Tiger II, ambassador of modernity, enemy of lamp cartels, translator of chicken protests, friend of light. End of episode.